What's good, y'all? We got son catches his mom getting smashed, and then this happens. Shouts out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. Let's see what it's hitting for.
Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know where Negro news comes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. Y'all women out there have sons and you don't have no man in your life for whatever reason. And I'm not saying this is for every black woman out there, but here's what I'm gonna say. A lot of sisters have and participate in this particular situation called son husbands. It's an activity in where instead of having your son as your son, he has a dual role. He's your son husband, and it's a non-sexual situation, but you look at your son as he's your
That's the first time I ever heard that put in that exact terminology, bro. And that just gives me food for thought, bro. That's crazy. Son husband.
Son, he has a dual role. He's your son husband, and it's a non-sexual situation, but you look at your son as he's your protector. He's going to be your provider. He's your attack dog. He's going to make sure mama is always all right. And, he's going to be your husband without all the booty clapping. Now, a lot of times, I understand why women do this because the son will basically protect you as you get older and everything like that. But sometimes it's unhealthy because the son may really start to believe that he is a husband type figure. And you don't know how bad this is, but there is a situation with a brother in Mississippi who was really protective over his mother dating. But the mom just wasn't dating. The mom was straight up getting clapped. I mean, it was embarrassing, right? It was booty clapping.
Yo, Red Man in the building. What the fuck is up, my nigga? Hey, I got
it. Now, here's something else, right? When you're a son husband, you don't really want your mom dating other men. Sometimes, okay? And one of the reasons why is because that man may have some level of authority over you and you don't want that. Or that man may be replacing the affection that your mother has for you and you also don't want that. But the reality is that you look at your mother in a very different way, in a non-sexual way. So you don't want another man looking at your mom as a cheek clapping festival.
Right.
But anyways, something bad happened, guys. Now, I've heard of women or men going through their partner's phone, but it is very seldom that I hear about men going through their mama's phone, all right? And now this is important because a lot of ladies raise their sons to be son husbands and treating their sons like they their boyfriend or they man. Some of y'all women call y'all sons daddy and all kind of stuff.
What?
And so this mess.
I ain't never heard of that.
This is up these young men. They think they the only people that can check y'all or look out for y'all. And this is what happened to this young man by the name of...
See what it is they be trying to make their son, you know what I'm saying, the man that they want. And that's not necessarily healthy because you're still single for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Leandrew Williams. Now, at the time,
hold on.
These young men, they think they the only people that can check y'all or look out for y'all. And this is what happened to this young man by the name of Leandrew Williams. Now, at the time, he was 15 years old, and he happened to go through his mama's phone. And what he found in her mama's phone was that his mama was a booty clapper, all right? His mom must have been talking about getting her cheeks clapped or even sending pictures, booty clapping sounds. And hey, she's talking about busting up on the D and everything. So let me just say this.
Boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Let me not, man, because
when you a son, no matter what your mom do, you try to pretty much look at your mom with the highest level of respect. But once you know that your mom is just like anybody else,
man, don't go looking for what you don't want to find, bro. That's how I'm gonna put it, bro. Going through a phone is some shit, man. You never know what somebody got in that bitch.
Dudes can't take that. So what he did was he called his uncle and his cousin and he said, listen, y'all, this dude is out here clapping my mom's cheeks and I don't know what to do. Now this is 15 years old at the time, right? Now the uncle, which is like, I guess her brother or whatever, now he's an adult. He could have said, listen, man, your mom is an adult. You need to, chill with that. But no, they all conspired in the plan. Now, again, this is Jackson, Mississippi. Mississippi, y'all messing up, man. I might have to include y'all into the dusty states. There's Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Y'all might be there. So they went and they confronted this man by the name of Mr. Pierce, okay? Basically, they went, they saw him sitting on the porch, and it was like at first they was gonna rob him. So tried to rob the guy, didn't work out. The young man, Leandro Williams, pulled out a handgun, and all of a sudden, this man died at the hospital. So he basically killed his mama boyfriend. Now, Pierce's sister, Maya Davis, says he loved everybody. He was always a happy person. Yeah, he was about to get those cheeks too, so he's happy about that. So the young man has now been sentenced. He pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
At 15, bro. God damn.
As we heard, the brother got 40 years. Not only did he get a whole lot of time, his cousin and his uncle did too.
Damn. Mama must have been freaked out with that nigga, man. I wasn't even gonna say all this, but man, I was in a relationship with an older woman, bro, and her son was 15, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe he would go through the phone. I don't know. Had he happened to just peek, they had a good relationship, bro. You know what I'm saying though? Hey, you might not have want to went through that phone, my boy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now, I'm not gonna blame women for this because the young man, like I said, he knew what he was doing and he went and talked to adults and they agreed with it. So the whole situation is down bad. But ladies, understand.
Your mama still get freaky, especially if she's a young mama too. Your mama still getting freaky if she got now. Ain't no telling what he might have seen up in that phone, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We grown out here. We grown.
Bad. But ladies, understand that your son is your son, okay? And if you want to date,
what if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
If you want the opportunity to be married, a man come into your life, that's something that needs to be explained, okay, to your son. Because some young men are going to get jealous. Some young men are not going to like the fact that you have somebody else. And why do you have somebody else? And, young boys start getting very protective of their mother and feel like they need to do whatever they can.
That's like an extreme case, bro, of this shit, to where he wants to crash all the way out to where she can't even be with nobody. And he's literally going to try to kill him. Rob him because whatever.
Maybe they don't like this guy, right? Maybe something about this guy I don't like. I don't think he's a good person. I don't think he's serious enough for my mom. I don't like what he does. And so a young man can basically go over your judgment and try to hurt this person because you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm going to make sure I protect you even though you can't protect yourself.
Yeah, man, that's a dangerous game, bro. Especially as the older them kids get, though, bro. Like, I know the little nigga. I was close to these people, bro. So it's different. It hit different. Little bro was just joking. You know what I'm saying? But he said they gon' whenever he first found out, whatever. He said he gonna jump me. You know what I'm saying? The little nigga was just joking, but bro, you gotta be careful, bro, because you do something wrong, you could get hands put on you, bro. You gotta be careful,
So
man.
this is the downside.
You can get
of,
smoked.
like I said, calling your son daddy, calling your son this and that.
Who
And
calls
quite
their
frankly,
son
let me tell you
daddy? What
this.
type of shit?
A lot of black men don't even want to deal with this situation.
I've never heard of
I don't
that.
care how fine you are. You have a son that's 15, 16, 17. He already kind of had that energy a little bit. A lot of black men is not really feeling that because it gets dangerous, right? Next story. B. Simone was getting roasted all damn week, right? We already know why she was getting roasted. Allegedly, she's broke. She can't afford to shop. At the stores that she wants to shop at now, she's been forced to go to H&M. And everybody's been just roasting her and stuff like that. You got all the videos on YouTube, people speaking on the breakfast.
Is she the one that said I'm gonna have to start shopping at H&M and was crying about it? Who was that? I seen a little clip or something like that. That was crazy.
And I mean, it serves B. Simone right to be struggling like this, especially since she's very rude to people and dishonest. But now B. Simone is trying to make a joke out of this for those people who's been trolling her.
I got fish, potato wedges, sauce, tabbouleh. My total is $24.14. Let's see if it goes through. Let's just see. Who knows? Let's just see.
She's clowning her own self.
Brokey.
Hey!
She doesn't have the money she once was, but she's not flat broke.
Look at this word without. Oh, best dad.
See, the problem with the problem with these celebrities and shit when they be going broke is, bro, they spending too much money. They buy too much expensive things. They rack up too much debt, too many bills that are too fucking high. You don't need all that shit, because once that money goes away, you're stuck with that shit. And now you're broke. Now you're paycheck to paycheck as a rich person. You're not even rich, you're really broke. That's why all these people, they say the new 100,000 is a new million. Inflation plays a part in that, but a lot of people don't know how to. Where I'm from, where I live, I'd be rich as hell right now if I was making 100,000, bro. I'd damn near be pulling out Lamborghinis, bro. Literally. I'm set. I need a huncho, please. I'm grinding for it. We on the road to 100K. It's just the start.
We have left.
We have 2 more stops left. We just left Jordan. We're pulling up on China. And a young lady
Person,
named
stop.
Q. I don't want to pronounce her name wrong, but I can't think of how to pronounce it. So I'm just going to call her Q. And
B. Simone, number one. The reason why we are here. The reason why you are down bad right now is because you are unfunny as. We're gonna be honest. Like, you're not creative. That whole clapback was weak, boo. And so what happened is that once you got off wilding out in the last 5 years, at first it was a little hot. We got to see that B. Simone is not funny. B. Simone is like weird and ghetto, energetic wise, but B. Simone is not a creative. B. Simone doesn't come up with creative things. B. Simone is not evolving or growing. And that whole skit showed exactly why nobody watches your ass. You need to hire somebody that can help you produce some real content because you're down bad. And obviously, you're trying to clap back at people.
I don't even know who the fuck she is, bro. I didn't even want to. I was gonna end it. I'm finna stop doing videos on people I don't really know nothing about or give a fuck about. Saying none of that. But that was the main topic of the video we was gonna react to, was that one. O'Shea Duke always be throwing in some extra shit in there. So whenever y'all see me react to O'Shea Duke, just know if he throws something else in there, we gonna cut that off. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just, we gonna cut that off. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that though, man. Tragic, crazy situation, man. We're on the road to 100K, okay? If you don't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. If you made it to the end of this video and you bored, check out this video to the left, or check out my music And to the right, I just dropped some new shit, all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. I'll get at y'all in the next one, and I'm gone. See why I put in that.